Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the 10th episode of AdventureQuest, the podcast that revolves around AdventureQuest Worlds and everything AE. I am your host, Lanky, and joined with me, as always, is Thrud. Yo. 10 episodes of AdventureQuest. How cool is that? Round of applause for us both. Here we are. This is very awesome. Big day, big episode. Number 10. Pretty sweet. Hopefully there are tens of thousands of more episodes to go. I am here in Florida. Right now it's still raining from Tropical Storm Elsa. Hopefully I do a good job, as I am no audio engineer, but hopefully I do a good job and you guys can't hear the rain and the thunder, because it's giving us troubles recording right now with the connection. The hurricane the tropical storm, is not allowing us to do that. But hopefully we can record for like a solid hour. I'd be happy with that. But hopping into this episode, and speaking of Tropical Storm Elsa, I have a story because I live here in Florida. So we got hit pretty hard with Tropical Storm Elsa. It was on the edge of the precipice of being a hurricane and tropical storm. I don't know exactly what calculates a hurricane. I know it's the wind, but I don't know how fast. But the winds were strong, I'll tell you that. It was scary. But a funny story, I was at my work, and I work at night, and that's when Elsa decided to really let it go. Around 2 a.m. is when it was like at its peak, like it's happening right now. So around 2 a.m., my coworker comes up to me and says, "Hey, the store is flooding." And this is the like north corner of the store, which is where like the shampoo and makeup and all that health and beauty stuff is in the store. And I'm like, oh, well, that's not good. I walk over and that whole department is flooded. And it wasn't like insanely high flooding, but it's still flooded nonetheless, which is not good. It was about like mid-foot height, and I was like, oh man, this is kind of cool, but this is not good. And there's an electrical closet connected to that department. We open the door and that room is flooded as well. So that's two places in the store that are already flooded that shouldn't be flooded. The most non-ideal place to flood is the electrical room, because there's electrical stuff there. It's not good. Luckily the electrical stuff was above ground, so it didn't get wet, which is great. But anyway, that room was flooding, and behind the walls in that closet is pharmacy. And we're like, well, it's pretty much 100% sure that pharmacy is flooding. And then we get told a little bit later that another maintenance closet right by where the manager's office is flooding. Oh, okay. So 3 rooms or 3 areas in this store are flooding. This is not good. And we open at 6 a.m. So 3 hours until we open. This is not good. We open that door to this maintenance closet. There's a hole in the wall where there's like a pipe. And I don't know if the pipe broke, which I don't think it did, because once it stopped raining, it stopped flooding in that room. So something went wrong. And the water was getting in. There was a hole, and it was literally... I'm in Florida. I've never seen a waterfall in person or mountains ever. So when I saw this little hole, it was waterfalling. I'm like, oh, look at that. My first waterfall ever I'm seeing. This is cool, but not good. So that was flooding, and it was coming out from under the door. And just like it did in the other department of the store, it was going into this other room, like kind of like the cash room where they do like all the register tills and stuff like that. That whole room flooded. We walk in and we're like, okay, we really got a situation on our hands, because the room behind that, inside that, is another room that has like where they do like all the money stuff, really. That room was flooded, and the water came out of the maintenance closet and flooded the manager's office, the store manager's office. So we got like a 7 areas in the store that are overflowing with water. And so I was like, okay, we need to clean this up, obviously. They were already on it, like the maintenance team and stuff. So I grabbed a shop vac, which was the crappiest, smallest shop vac you could ever own. It was like a gallon. It wasn't big. And I was sucking up water while it's hard to suck up water while water's rushing in. I'm really getting nowhere, but it fills up and stops sucking in a minute, less than a minute, like 30 seconds. So at this point, my shoes are completely soaked and my socks are, I could wring them out and fill up a bucket. I was just soaked completely. So the pharmacists came in around 7, and we can only go into the pharmacy with them because we're not trained pharmacists. So only if you're with a pharmacist, you can go in there. So we went in there, and sure enough, that, of course, the pharmacy has carpet on the floor. So that carpet was soaked. And we're like, oh man, this is fun. This is not good. So I ended up staying overtime for like 3 hours cleaning up, and we finally got the rooms that flooded cleaned, except pharmacy. We couldn't really do much with the shop vac, so we had the store I work at, they had a company come out and clean that up. But that was super fun. It was a crazy storm. It wasn't crazy bad. There wasn't really any damage because it's a tropical storm, and us Floridians are used to rain and tropical storms and hurricanes. They happen all the time here. We're used to it. The only hurricane that I've experienced that I was actually kind of like, this is really bad, and I was kind of scared, was in 2017. I think it was Hurricane Irma came through. I think that was a Category 1, and we decided to stay at our house, which most Floridians do if you're born and raised in Florida like I am. We're used to this. But then once that hit, and we heard branches from trees falling and hitting our roof, and there was major damage from that around the city I live in, the town, we're like, okay, yeah, never again. If it's anything above a Category 1 or even like a little, or like a crazy bad Category 1, we're not staying, because that was pushing it. That was bad. But now that was Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? That was like Wednesday morning, like early in the morning. And here we are on it was Tuesday, Wednesday morning. I don't know. But here we are Thursday, and it's still raining. But it's past me now. But yeah, Tropical Storm Elsa, she let it go. It was pretty bad. Did you get any of the storm at all? Like, did you get any rain, or how was it for you?
I live in the desert, dude.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
Just me, I guess.
The walls.
Just me.
Yeah, the area that I live in is surrounded by like a wall of mountains, so literally
lucky.
Nothing gets through.
Yeah. Okay. See, when it was coming towards us, I think it went through Cuba, and we were thinking like, okay, maybe it'll break up over Cuba, over some of the mountains over there. But of course, it went over like a really flat area and didn't break up at all. But yeah, okay, so no, it's just me. You didn't experience really anything.
What is a storm?
What is a storm? That happens all the time here in Florida. And it's funny to see, you can always tell when people in Florida are not from Florida, or they just moved here, because when a small tropical storm hits, which isn't bad, it's not, it's just a really long, a little more intense rainstorm, and it's pretty windy, but that's it. You're fine from a tropical storm, but you can always tell, because they're like, oh, like my store, they're like, gotta buy all the water, gotta buy all the ramen noodles, gotta buy all the toilet paper. I'm like, guys, it's gonna last for like 12 hours. You're fine. Like, you probably won't even lose power. Like, you're good. It's not that big of a deal. It's kind of like that meme, if you've ever seen that photo of like a guy sitting on like a lawn chair in the middle of the street with like a crazy hurricane going by, and he's just like drinking a beer or something. That's literally how it is for us. It's not bad, but I bring it up just because it's it just happened. It's very current. And I also saw Alina post a video that she took of the storm rolling in around midnight. So that's fun. But that was my Hurricane Elsa story. That was or Tropical Storm Elsa story of flooding. And that was pretty fun. I'm looking here on a news website of a picture of, I'll put it up on screen, of a jogger in Tampa Bay. He's jogging right next to this like boulevard, and there's water on the side, and there's a crazy like wave of water hitting the seawall, and he's just jogging. I'm like, this is Florida, like in a nutshell, like with the biggest wave a Floridian's probably ever seen. It's pretty funny. But we got a lot to talk about besides weather. I'm no weatherman. So we got a lot to talk about. The main thing we want to talk about is the new challenge bosses. And I'm so happy to see everyone's very happy with this release. I've seen a lot of good feedback. There are a lot. If you go on Twitter, all you're going to see is just the Ultra Engineer is OP and really, really hard.
Yeah, he's pretty crazy. They took mechanics that are already in the game and made it harder by not only having the mechanic in the room,
right,
but having his homies in the room with him.
Yeah, having his squad.
Made a pretty unique challenge, actually, that was not in the game before this.
Right. And which is good, because a lot of people have been asking for more challenging stuff. And I know that we've even mentioned it in past episodes, like having more of a challenge for things, especially for, end game players or the high level players now. They need something hard to fight and something really entertaining and challenging, and here it is. I was like, when I saw this, I was like, wow. And the weapons in the merch shop are really cool. One, they look cool.
Oh yeah.
And they have, I'm not in game right now, so I can't look at the exact effects that they give, but I know some of them do like 40% damage to like all monsters and blah blah blah. Like, they have good things. It's really worth it to farm and in the merge shop and get these weapons.
The highest one in there is a 50% boost to all monsters, which the only thing that rivals that is the 51% on the Necrotic Sword of Doom. So
insane.
If you don't have NSOD,
and
go for it. Go ham.
Exactly. And I don't have a Necrotic Sword of Doom, so but I know it's a challenging weapon to get. But I feel this one is probably more. I don't know. Would you say that this one, Thrud, is more accessible to people to get, like, a little bit? Like, if you can't get the NSOD for whatever reason, you could probably get this. It's going to be hard and annoying, but you could probably do it. You think it's easier to get?
No.
No? No?
So Necrotic Sword of Doom doesn't have a hard part of the farm, right? It's just a lengthy farm.
Okay.
But this, I think, is going to prove to be a pretty difficult farm, on top of it being a little bit lengthy as well.
Right.
So the only upside to this that would, I say, make it a better farm than Necrotic Sword of Doom is that it's with dailies. So it kind of paces you out.
Right.
So that you aren't doing it all at once.
Gotcha.
And I think that's the main advantage to this farm over Necrotic Sword of Doom.
Okay. And I don't know. I apologize if the person is listening, but I don't know who created the monsters. Who did the art for the monsters and the weapons? But my gosh. One, I want to point out that obviously the Ultra Engineer, I mean, they all look fantastic. The Engineer looks great. Awesome. I'm looking at a picture of it right now. I love how just unique this boss looks. I love the colors. I love how the arms of the Engineer are like behind him, right? Like, as if like he was in handcuffs, like behind him, but going through his chest, going through like the center of him with his hands, like his fingers interlocked. I think that's so sick. Who thinks of this kind of stuff? And just the gold hair and the white of his body and the pinks and blues, so good. And the Warden too. What is this creature? I love this. It's like skulls, like gold skulls, like morphed into each other, and the wings with the gold, they remind me of teeth, like in the like the, I don't know what part of the wing that is, but like the arm, like the bridge part of the, I don't know, whatever, but it has like gold, and then it looks like teeth, like kind of clenching teeth, but they have like rainbow. It just looks so good. Who did this?
I don't know as well, but I'm like, I think I'm pretty sure that they came from, like, the art was taken from Dragon Fable
Okay.
and put into Adventure Quest.
All right. So I'm going to sound like a real noob here, but I'm sure everyone knows by now. I've said it multiple times. I've never played Dragon Fable. Are these creatures from Dragon Fable? Is this part of Dragon Fable, like, lore put into AQW? Like, where did this come from?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
That's what's going on.
That man, that's why this looks so cool. Okay.
Yeah, apparently, so I didn't play Dragon Fable either.
Okay.
But some of the people that did play are saying things like, oh, at least you had a chance against this boss in Dragon Fable and stuff like that. So I'm assuming these are some of the harder bosses that were in Dragon Fable.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't play through the game to go find out, because that would take quite a bit of time to get to end game. So
right. And I've seen a lot of people say, like, yes, we're happy with this. Finally a challenge. Like, I'm loving this so much. I'm loving how hard this is, and I'm enjoying the grind and the challenge. But then there's other people who are like, well, this is no fair. But those are the same people that are like, we need more challenging stuff. It's like you can't play. People just can't be happy. Like, ask, they receive, but they're like, no, I take back what I said. This is not fair.
That's always going to come with anything. There's always going to be people that complain and people that, you know, I said this on the Discord too. It's a lot easier to complain than it is to, like, thank somebody or say something uplifting. And
that's true.
I think
Yeah.
just the negative part of your brain will take over a lot faster than the positive part, I think, is what that is.
Right.
So that's what that is. You're going to see a lot of people complaining, but there are also a lot of people that are extremely happy about this boss.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Personally, this is one of the only bosses in the game that we could not just use I'll just reduce its damage, you nuke it.
Yeah.
That's what me and my guild usually does. But it didn't work because, hey, guess what? There's 3 of them. They all hit hard, and one of them reflects damage. And the boss itself has a nuke. So, and the nuke is, I don't know if it's true damage or not, which true damage just can't be reduced. But he was...
Right.
Yeah, the first time I went to go challenge it, I was, like, tired because I had stayed up all night. And my guildmate and I were both in there with 2 other people, and we went to go fight the engineer, and I hit it once, and we died a few times.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, this is impossible. I'm going to sleep. But then I woke up, and people had already figured out how to fight it, and he was like, yeah, all you got to do is you got to pull this drone, you got to kill that drone, then you got to pull the other drone, kill that drone.
Yeah.
And then you go to the boss, right?
Right.
So what they were doing is they were using single target classes to pull the drones individually, take out the drones, and then hit the boss. Because the boss doesn't take any damage if the drones are there, like, at all. Like, actually, I said that it's not a mechanic in the game, but I guess it kind of is, because of Shirion.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically a Shirion with 1 staff that damage reflects and 1 staff that hits like the Hulk. So
like the Hulk, yeah.
Like Arch Pally is the highest, like, tank class in the game. It can go up to 100% damage mitigation. But even that couldn't stop the attack drone from killing my allies.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's such a breath of fresh air. Like, right now, AdventureQuest Worlds, honestly, is on a roll with releases. The past 2 releases that Ananitas wrote, fantastic. I don't know. I do want to hear what you think about those releases, but my gosh, loved them. I ranted and raved about it in my last episode. absolutely loved those 2 releases. Back-to-back great releases. Fully engaging. Kept me wanting more. And then they released this, a 3rd one. With these challenge bosses. And they are on a roll. People, AE has really been listening. They want good releases, good stories, this and that. Boom. Back to back. 2 of them. They get it. Everyone's happy. They want more challenges because, the game is becoming not challenging for high level players at least. They get this, the challenge bosses. They are on a roll, man. And I can really see the player numbers. I'm thinking that we're gonna start seeing the player numbers come up because people are gonna come back to the game because of this, and because there's something to do now and a new story that is so well received. So I think we're gonna start seeing player numbers go up because if they keep releasing releases like this, like if they stay on this steady track of just home run releases, I think it's gonna be good.
Right now they're sitting at 3K players for AQW, but obviously that spikes on Friday.
Yeah.
Also, this is a daily quest, so I think a lot of people are going to be logging in just to do the daily quest.
Right.
Because they want that sword. They want the 50% damage sword. Yeah, I want the 50% damage sword. I don't want to have to use Necrotic Sword Doom all the time. I want to have...
Right.
Well, okay. The way that I do my swords is I have 2 Necrotic Swords of Doom. I have the dual one and the single one, and each of them have a different enhancement on it.
Okay.
So, for me, getting this sword will give me another sword that I can put a different enhancement on.
Right.
So, I have Fighter and Luck enhanced ones.
Yeah.
So, I might put a Wizard enhancement on this one.
Yeah.
So... that's what the end game players are most likely going to do with it, because it's only a single percentage off from where Necrotic Sword of Doom is. So I don't think people are going to be tripping like, oh, this is so much different from Necrotic Sword of Doom. Why aren't you using NSOD?
Yeah, I feel like they won't notice much of a difference. But and to me, I think the Necrotic Sword of Doom looks awesome, looks great, but these swords, man, whoa, so good. And just kind of my style of art and stuff that I like usually isn't this like bright, like it's like good player, like golds and whites and bright blues and pinks and this and that. But when I saw these, I was like, I need to have these look so good. So good. Love it.
Yeah, they're a pretty good addition to the whole gold theme.
Oh, yeah.
I could definitely see myself rocking this with a few sets.
Same. Me too. And what I was saying about them with these home run releases, we still have more to go on the Shadows of War, I think it was called. The 2 releases previous that Ananitas wrote, which Ananitas wants to come back on once it's all said and done and his story's ended. He wants to come on and talk about it. So everyone should really look forward to that because the previous Ananitas interview was awesome. Ananitas is a great guy, really awesome to talk to. So that's something to look forward to that I'm very excited. I'm reading the design notes on this new Exaltia Tower Challenge bosses, excuse me. And there are some battle tips, which are probably very, very helpful. Here we go with AQW and these difficult names to explain or pronounce, excuse me, Ezrajal. Okay.
Oh, so hold on. Let me go look at these. Because I might know the proper pronunciations, because I'm like a... Nope. Yeah, you got it. I have no idea how to pronounce that.
Ezrajal. That's how I'm pronouncing it. That's it as far as I'm concerned. Some of the battle tips I give 3 are none of his attacks are avoidable. but none of them can crit. So plan accordingly. So that's interesting. His lifesteal attack will occur frequently and hit hard for true damage, which cannot be reduced. And his reflect is infrequent and has a warning. Keep an eye out for it. So that already sounds like a big challenge. Like none of his attacks are avoidable, but also none of them can crit. Although they can't crit, you're constantly getting hit. And his lifesteal attack will occur frequently and hit hard for true damage. So you have to watch out for that, and it can't be reduced. So you really have to strategically plan how you're going to go to these bosses and how you're going to take them down.
After saying all of that, this one is the easiest of the three.
Right.
The best class, I think, to go against this is Legion Revenant, because Legion Revenant has built an anti-heal.
Mm-hmm.
And while it does have, like, it can reduce the damage that your target does, it also has a mana shield. So the mana shield will help you with the true damage, even if other classes don't. Because a lot of classes, when it says shielded,
mm-hmm.
it means that you're going to take a percentage less damage. But that does not work when you can't reduce the damage that you take, right?
Yeah.
But the mana shield is kind of different, because when you get hit, it takes it part from your health and part from your mana.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps a lot against this boss.
Yeah.
Some other great classes are Lord of Order and Stonecrusher.
Mm-hmm.
Because they buff your party, which you can only have 4 people in the room anyway. So it's not like you can get crazy buffs off. But those two classes are really good. And anything that can deal damage, honestly. I won't recommend Archpally on this one, because Archpally is all about damage reduction, and you cannot do that. So,
right.
Good luck.
Good luck. Those are the final words. The second boss, the Warden, which I think looks fantastic. Love this character. Love this monster design, actually. The Warden is a powerful foe that can heal, petrify players, knock players down to 1 HP. So that's scary enough. And will go berserk when its HP is low. That's not good. So that's already really challenging. The battle tips are have healing on standby or constant HOT. Otherwise, the shockwave attack will leave you for dead. At certain health increments, the boss will perform the shockwave attack and heal a large portion of its health. And below 30 HP, the boss will go berserk, raising its hit chance, dodge chance, crit chance, and attack speed greatly. So this guy's basically the Hulk. Gonna go Hulk smash on you and take you out.
Yeah, this guy was annoying. It took us a few fights to get through him on the Ultra version. He's the second hardest. They did a pretty good job in the difficulty scaling. But this guy is super annoying because of what he said. It'll knock you down to 1 health.
Yeah.
So you have as many healing classes as you can. And I was like, okay, why are we taking so much damage? Why can I not reduce it? And I was like, oh, we're going to 1 health regardless of how much damage reduction we have.
Right.
We're just going to be sitting at 1 health. So I was holding my heal on Arch Paladin to wait for us to drop down to 1, and then I'd boost our health all the way back up to max.
Yeah.
And that's how we got through that fight. And my guildmate was on a Chronomancer class, so he nuked it while I reduced the damage and made sure nobody died. And
gotcha.
He's kind of more like
that's how you do it.
Other bosses in the game, where they just hit stupidly hard, except he hits hard and brings you to 1 health.
Right.
So that's kind of the additional challenge, is you need to save your heal.
Definitely. And as we're talking about this hard, scary boss, the Elsa is really raining. Can you hear that?
No, I have you turned down.
I hope you
Maybe
can't
if I
hear
turned
that
you
because that'd be really bad. That means everyone else can hear it. It's bad,
up. Is
man.
your mic picking it up on the recording?
Honestly, I don't know. Let me see. It doesn't seem like it, but for some reason I don't believe that because it's pretty loud. There's a window in front of me and it's going crazy. It got really dark in this room. This is scary. But let's continue. The engineer is the third boss, and there are, unlike the others, there's 3 tips. This one has 4 tips on how to battle it. So both drones must be killed in order to damage the boss. They have long respawn timers, so time your drone kills together to take advantage of the window. The offense drone is susceptible to crowd control and stunning abilities. Keep it under control to prevent it from picking off your team members. The defense drone has a reflection shield that will charge up every so often, so try to keep this timer in mind when you're fighting it. The engineer has a powerful laser attack, which divides its damage by the number of people in the room. Try to find a full party before challenging this boss. Okay, Thrud. Let's hear you. You are my I am a layman and you are my class expert and boss fighting guru. So I always like to hear what you have to say. So Thrud, what do you have to say about the engineer?
I gave up on this boss. I went to sleep. Yeah, we were trying to challenge it the first time, and I was like, okay, they have 2 drones. We have to kill the drones to damage the boss. Let's just get as much AoE as we can and go for it.
Mm-hmm.
And we did that, and it smacked us really hard.
Right.
Between the damage reflection and... So, the problem with multi-target things in this fight is you could be trying to hit something else.
You disappeared. No, you're back. You're back. You're back.
Okay. That's probably the hurricane.
It's Elsa. You can keep it recorded what you said. You can keep going.
If you go for an AoE, there's something that might reflect it, and there's something that will hit you hard. So while you're trying to take out the thing that hits you hard, you might hit yourself hard because of the damage reflection. So good luck with that.
Okay.
And like the design notes said, they kind of gave away the whole secret to taking it out.
Yeah.
And it's that the attack drone can be stunned. So
sure.
Your best bet is to stun the attack drone and kill it before it comes back up. And then go for the defense drone and then the boss.
Right.
What a lot of people were doing is they were targeting the attack drone with Lord of Order.
Yeah.
Because while Lord of Order does not have a stun, it can make whatever damage that the drone would do heal you instead of doing damage. So that's a 5-second debuff. They were trying to kill the attack drone within the 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And then move on to the defense drone. So that's the strategy that people were going for. The defense drone, you just don't attack while the damage reflection is up. And that's the secret. It's not that complicated once you think about it, but you do have to have some teamwork.
Oh, yeah. See,
I think this is the only boss in the game that requires...
Right.
Well, okay. There is another boss, but this is the only boss in the game, one of the only bosses in the game that requires timing and actually strategizing with your teammates.
Right. And it seems that this release and the previous 2, when I say the previous 2, my point is I feel like these releases are making the game very social again. How it should be. The first 2 releases were everyone's talking about them. It's making everything social again. This, with the challenge bosses, having to strategize with your team. You have to have people to do this. So coordinating with people and trying to figure it out as a team is making this very social again. And that's really good. And right now, I'm also looking at another thing that Artix posted, a tweet. This is off topic for a second, but about AQW Mobile, and showing the comparison between the web version and the mobile PC. And it looks great. And people have been wanting updates on AQW Mobile, and they're getting them left and right, and it's awesome. Dude, AE is listening. People that are saying that AE doesn't listen, how do you say that now? They're giving you what you want, and it's great, and I love it. And I'm this fire is like igniting in me again to just really be involved in this game again, because it's awesome. And these bosses were a great addition to the game, and I'm so happy about it. So good. I don't care how hard it is. I like stuff challenging. I like Dark Souls. So this is cool. Yeah, this is looking really good. I hope they do more stuff like this. Whether it's from Dragon Fable, which these are, I'm assuming, or just them creating brand new ones. This is fun. I like this.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the launch of the second AdventureQuest Worlds, but
oh yeah,
it's definitely taken them some time, but
for
everything
sure
takes time, especially converting a super old game into a new engine. Like,
yeah, and did you see? I don't know if you probably did. The tweet Artix made of like on his computer. The program, how they use I don't know what program it was, but the program they use to convert like the armors and stuff, and how many steps it takes, and they have to do that for tens of thousands of armors, and each piece and each one takes a long time to do. It's crazy.
And then they have to do the physics with the armor pieces too, so the knees bend where they're supposed to bend, the arms bend where they're supposed to bend.
Exactly.
All that stuff. And
I think that because they're using the Unity engine, which is good because they're already familiar with it because of AQ3D. So, but like I said in one of the previous episodes, that AQ3D like has like no lag for me at all, but AQW does, because Flash is such an old program, and it probably uses, I don't know the technicalities of it, but it probably uses like certain parts of your computer, or like only one part of your computer, and it makes it lag, whatever. But I feel once it's done and it's released, the AQW Mobile 2D, the second version, whatever, it won't lag at all, which is awesome. People will love that too.
Oh yeah, just the not lagging as bad is going to be super great.
Oh, it's going to be a fantastic thing, man. So excited for that. How long have we been recording right now? Probably like 30 minutes, right? Okay, 40 minutes. This might, I don't know. We'll see how much longer we can go, because it's starting to like get really crazy outside. So, and we're already having troubles recording in Discord and stuff. So hopefully we can hang on for a little bit longer, but this might be a shorter episode than intended. So I think we touched on everything. Was there anything else? Because I haven't had a chance to really sit down for a couple hours and really delve into this release and everything, but I have played a little bit of it. But is there anything else that you have to say about this? Like, what do you like about it? Or is there anything that you don't like about it? Or just any thoughts that you have on this release anymore?
One of the bigger problems with AQW is finding a group of people to do this with, right? I see a lot of people running into Yulgar and asking, which a lot of the time people will help, right?
Oh yeah.
But that's not the case all of the time. I kind of wish that they would add some kind of queue system to where you could queue up for certain things that are more difficult.
Oh, yeah.
Like this boss.
That's a good idea.
Especially since it's a daily thing. I think it would be really cool if they added some kind of like matchmaking for it. Like, oh, you've completed it, and you can now enter matchmaking. So that
Oh,
you
that
can
would be
be
cool,
matched
wouldn't
with
it?
other people that have completed it,
Right.
and then hey, you got yourself a squad, you know?
Look at oh, that's a good idea. Hey, anyone at AQW or AQW, anyone at AE listening, that's a good idea right there. This Thrud guy, he's pretty good.
I have a lot of ideas. I just don't have any idea how to implement them.
Right.
But yeah, they have matchmaking in the game. They just don't have matchmaking for PvE content.
Right.
As far as I know.
Yeah.
Unless I'm mistaken, and there's some like old Forsaken release that has matchmaking in it.
Yeah.
But and there's also the public rooms, right? There's public rooms where people are there and they are trying to kill it, but that's not always going to work because sometimes you have people there that maybe shouldn't be there. Especially with these new bosses, you kind of need certain classes that are available to everybody. So it's not like it's pay to win locked or anything like that. AdventureQuest Worlds has not ever been a pay to win game. But yeah, you need certain classes for this. I hate to say it, but that's just how it is. You need I think the main class that you do need is Lord of Order, which isn't that hard to get. It's 7 dailies. No, it's a really good class. It's pretty
do I have
crazy.
Lord of Order? For some reason, I want to say I do have Lord of Order. I think I do. I don't know.
You may have gotten it with the... There were 2 ways to obtain it. You could have either bought it during the birthday, or...
okay.
You could have gotten it from the
definitely...
daily quests.
Okay, no, I didn't do daily quests. I definitely got it from the birthday. I know I have it. For sure I do.
It was inside of the 10k chest that they released, I believe. With the Mirror Drakith stuff in there.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I have it. I don't know. We'll see. I don't even... There's some classes I didn't even know I had. I know I've said this before. I'm not really a class guy. I don't have a lot of classes. I just have classes that I think are cool, and those are the ones I use. And sometimes I use only one for years. But I want to say I have that. But I'll have to check that out when we're done here. But yeah, this is AQW is looking really good right now, and I'm really excited to see, what else they have in store, because it's happening. People, it's getting good. I'm very excited. Oh, I was scrolling through the design notes just now, seeing if there's anything else I wanted to touch on. Did you see the Talk Like a Pirate Day polls?
Yes.
If you scroll down like to the pretty far down in the design notes to June 27th was the post. I want to hear what you think of the options and which one you like the most.
My personal favorite and the one that I voted for was the Vindicator of They.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
And
I did Bonebreaker.
Oh,
did it win? I haven't checked. It won?
Oh, yeah. It won by a pretty large amount, actually.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Vindicator of They, it was like the sickest class back in the day.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of nostalgia surrounding it.
That was during the... I'm sorry I didn't mean to interrupt you. That was during the They Might Be Giants release, right?
Yes.
I think it was. Yeah, okay.
The first concert class, I think, technically.
Yeah. God, that was so sick. I voted Bonebreaker. I just think that one looks so sick. You know what someone said to me on Twitter? I don't remember if they DM'd me or if they tweeted at me. They're like, that whole Pirate Day poll thing was totally rigged. I'm like, what? Rigged? Like, I don't know. I don't know why people think that.
Kinda, because of the nostalgia that surrounds Vindicator of They. But not really, because people want it because of the nostalgia, right?
Right.
But Bonebreaker definitely is my second choice on the list of the 4 that they have right here.
It looks so good, and I don't even like the way the original Bonebreaker looks. Like I'm just being honest. I would not wear that. It's just not my style. But the the naval commander version of it. Oh my god, looks so good. They all look good. I definitely favor that one more. I definitely really like that one a lot more. But yeah, when I saw it, I was like rigged. I was like, okay. I don't remember what I said to the person. I'm like, really? Like, how so? Like, how do you think that? Like, I gotta see this. Like, if it's rigged, like, I want to know. But I don't think they replied. But I don't know, man. Probably just because the one that they wanted wasn't winning.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, actually rigged, but
no,
I think that Vindicator, they did kind of have an unfair advantage because of
yeah,
the nostalgia.
Right. I don't know. I thought those were cool. I hope so. I hope they're just like, you know what? Surprise, we're going to release, these other ones too. Because Bonebreaker looks so good, man. Come on. I want that. Yeah, I could make such a cool set out of that right now. I can already think of, like, what's in my bank. I can make such a cool set out of that.
There's a weapon that I could see matching that color 100%.
Really?
The Heavy Twintana. It's like a katana with 2 snakes as the handle.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it would match that perfectly.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that'd be sick. I was scrolling through more of the design notes to see if there was any last things we should touch on, and then I saw the Flameborn Summoner seasonal set, which looks really awesome. And I saw on the character they have like an arm that looks like it's molten lava, and it made me think of Darkon. Did you? I don't know if it's been confirmed or not, but did you see that animation Darkon posted? Of his character, it looked like a class animation or a boss animation.
Yeah, I think it's a boss animation personally because he said, "No, it is not a class," and then somebody commented, "Oh, boss animation?" ? And he said maybe. So that's what I'm assuming that is.
Gotcha. I think a Darkon like class would be cool. I would love to see what that would look like, and just because I really love his art, and I would really like to see how the class would look, because I always look forward to Darkon stuff, and like the animations. Like if I don't know how like intricate and crazy they can get with animations without like bogging down the servers or whatever, or just the capabilities of Adobe Animate and stuff, but I would just if the animations could be as weird and just evil as his armors and creatures are, oh, that'd be so sick.
Cough cough, new engine,
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
They could wait until the new engine comes out and get that out,
That's true. I think that with the new release using Unity, it's going to open so many more doors for them to do so many more different things that they couldn't with the old version. And I think with that, since they're already on this home run roll or like home run streak of good content, like really great content, that, once they release this new version of AQW on Unity, it's gonna feel so. It's gonna be like playing the game for the first time. It's gonna be like, oh, it's so nice. I can't wait for that. I'm looking so forward to that.
There's also the Liberty Day stuff, the 4th of July for us, but also a lot of other countries had their Independence Days pretty around this time of the year. And recently they've been doing a lot of maps and events for those Independence Days, which I think is pretty cool.
It is cool.
They release a lot of the formal wear from that country, and I think that's really cool.
It is
that they're doing that, because it is an American company. They've done stuff for our American Independence Day, which awesome. Great on them. I wish that they could release firework potions so that you could use that and then boom, firework animation.
That would be cool.
But Darkon posted while we were recording, he posted swimsuit armors for his Fa La and Reed.
Really?
I'll have to go back into the map and get the third name. But yeah.
That looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that looks awesome. I like that. That is so sick, man. Darkon's great. Darkon,
yeah,
we want to interview you.
He's one of my favorites, definitely.
Oh, for sure. Darkon, interview, please. I'm going to beg and beg until it happens. Oh, God, did you hear that thunder, dude? Oh, my God. We'll sorry.
We're going to lose Lanky pretty soon.
It's so bad, dude. It's so bad. We're about to lose me very soon. The storm. I feel like Elsa's just coming back for round 2. Also, some pretty cool news. Alina tweeted on July 7th that she said, exciting news, we're teaming up with Rue, Mistress of Fashion plus Design, to host an AQW 13th anniversary set design contest. What categories would you like to see? Keep an eye out on the design notes, details, and a template will be posted in the near future. And she also replied to that tweet saying, you'll be able to put together your best looks using existing in-game items, and winners will be featured on a special page made for the anniversaries contest. So, if you guys want to get into that and do that, have at it. I want to see what people are posting. I think that'd be really cool to see. And also, there was a tweet from Alina that AQW, or AQW, AE, if I can find it, she says, are you an artist, writer, coder, or designer? Want to see more? We want to see your portfolios. We are always on the lookout for potential team members and for current and future projects. So, if you guys know how to do any of that stuff, which Thrud and I do not, go for that as well. That'd be pretty cool. All right, guys. This has been episode 10, the big 1-0. Thank you all for supporting and listening and sticking with us through this podcast. I know Thrud is a newer addition to AdventureQuest, but I think Thrud has been a very great addition. You guys have been saying that as well. I've been seeing a lot of good things, and we appreciate seeing all that. And I'm happy that we reached 10 episodes, and I can't wait to see how many this podcast has, because I have fun doing this every week. It's good. I like to be able to sit down and just chat about a game that I love. This episode was definitely shorter than normal. It was about an hour long almost, but it'll be a little bit shorter once I'm done editing the audio. So I apologize for that. I apologize episode 10 couldn't be some big blowout episode, but as the whole time we've been recording, you guys don't know this because I cut it out in editing, but there's been times when I could not hear Thrud at all. Like, the connection's just not good, because throughout the recording, it started raining. Not too bad. I was like, Elsa is coming back. She's just giving us a little rain. And progressively, you guys might have probably heard in my microphone, thunder and rain. It got more and more intense, and now it's like it just thundered right now. It's just pounding down right now. So I don't know how much longer I can record before it all goes to waste because my computer shuts down because the power went out. So I don't want that to happen. So we're gonna have to cut this episode a little short, but thank you guys so much for listening. This has been episode 10, like I said, of AdventureQuest. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on the AdventureQuest Twitter at AC Live Podcast, and you can follow me on my main Twitter, at LankyAQW. If you guys want to join the Discord, I have that in the description of the YouTube video for the podcast, and I have it as my pinned tweet on Twitter. I said in my last episode that I didn't know I could, when I go to get the invite link, I can make it so it never expires rather than posting it every couple days because it would expire in 7 days. I didn't know that. So there's a permanent link on there. You guys can join whenever you want. You can also join the AdventureQuest Guild in AQW. Just shoot me a message. Say, hey, I want to join. We'll make it happen. So Thrud, go ahead and plug your stuff, sir.
You can find me on Twitter at Thrud10. other than that, I don't got anything else going on.
That's it. Oh, before we go, how was your 4th of July, Thrud? Your Independence Day?
It was pretty good. I burnt one of my fingers, but other than that, it was pretty awesome.
Nice. At least you didn't lose any of your fingers.
No, just a little tiny chunk of it, but we're chilling.
Yeah, who needs it? Whatever. Yeah, mine was pretty good as well. I went to a fireworks show with my mom and my girlfriend at a baseball field, which is pretty cool. It was like a free event. We just went. They had a live band, and but this was funny. They played the movie The Sandlot, like on the projection screen of the baseball fields. We were all in the stands watching The Sandlot, and then at 9:00 the fireworks show started. So that was pretty cool. But it was on July 3rd because I had to work July or 4th of July. So I couldn't really light any fireworks, but it was pretty good. I hope everyone who's listening that lives in the States had a good 4th of July, Independence Day, and then all the other countries that had their Independence Day, I hope you guys enjoyed yours as well. So yeah, guys, this was episode 10, and Thrud and I, will catch you in episode 11 of AdventureQuest. Peace.